Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about the Cowboys versus Texans. This is serious, all right? I didn't get this out yesterday. Had an issue with my air conditioner. Went out. I'm still battling with that, so it's hot as hell in the house. So you can just imagine how it went for me last night with that loss, plus the heat here inside of the house. It's just a bad combination. Now, let's get to reality here, all right? The Cowboys, they are what they are. You're going to hear all these excuses. You're going to read articles, giving you guys excuses. Don't eat them. Don't take it. Don't believe it, all right? I'm done with Jason Garrett, all right? You saw Foots, he had a video here. We've been very patient, Foots and I, and a lot of fans too have been patient, but at some point, that's it, That's it. The program isn't working. You have a successful season here and there, you sprinkle it in, but then you have 8-8, 9-7, and then a crap season, 4-12. The reality is this team is in a soft rebuild right now. All right, we're in no position to compete. There's no receivers. All right, there isn't. If you look at the stats lines, the Cowboys' lead receiver was a tight end, 3 catches for 55 yards. That was Jeff Swaim of all things. If you look at the Texans, their lead receiver DeAndre Hopkins, 9 catches, 151 catches, 13 targets. They torched that secondary. All right. Was the defense great? They were not great. All right, they weren't great. They weren't even good. All right, it wasn't. I mean, some people are kind of giving some some information out there that just isn't true. The defense didn't do good, man. They didn't do good. They got torched for 462 yards. That's not good. That's almost 500 yards. I think what people get confused with a good defense and great, you're looking at individual play. Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. Leighton had like 11 solo tackles, 2 assists. So he had like 13 tackles. He looks good. Jalen Smith looks good. The red zone defense looked good because you have these 2 star linebackers making a lot of plays. All right. But they're still the Texans were able to push that offense down the field to the red zone. And we couldn't stop them. Everything that I went through in the pregame, none of it happened. Byron Jones got ate up alive. I still think he's really good. Cheeto's really good, but the running game sucked. Couldn't do anything. And yeah, the Texans have a highly rated defense, but they couldn't get that going. Dak Prescott has the inaccuracy. The accuracy issue with Dak Prescott, that's not going to go away. You have quarterbacks, and that's their thing. They have certain things, some of them get rattled, some of them fumble, some of them get hurt. Dak's thing is he's inaccurate. He's an inaccurate quarterback, right? And you cannot defend that at this point anymore. Year 3, he's just a quarterback at this point, The Cowboys, they're in big trouble. I mean, as far as what's the outlook for the Cowboys? It's sad because this division is up in the air. And I guarantee you, we're going to be sitting there at 7-7, down at the end of the season, being like, "Oh man, we just got to win these 2 games. 9-7 will be good enough to get us into the playoffs." But what are we going to do? This is not a playoff team, man. Look how some of these teams are built. The Rams, that's an incredible high octane team. Patriots are always going to be good. It's just like the Cowboys have a hard time building a team. I call it whack-a-mole because the Cowboys will fix an area of the team. The offensive line, they fix it. The defensive line is a wreck. You go fix the defensive line, you invest some pick, and then your offensive linemen are starting to get old. Tyron Smith used to be here. He's dropped, all right? He has dropped. You can't deny that. He couldn't handle Jadeveon Clowney. He used to be able to dominate all kinds of people, speed rushers, power rushers. Now Tyron Smith has issues with speed rushers now. All right, so that's his thing. Lyle Collins. This team is kind of in a rebuilding phase right now. There's no receivers. We're gonna look back after after they give some attention to the pass catchers, we're gonna look back and say, remember when we had Allen Hurns, some other Deontay Thompson, and these other? I mean, it looked good on paper. They tried to feed it to us. Some of us bought into it, but you see what's happening now. Plus, you have an inaccurate quarterback, and no killer instinct. All right, 4th and 1 there in overtime. Go for it. All right, that should piss me off, dude. And I knew when that happened, that was it. That was going to be game. They're good. The defense they couldn't hold up, man. They were asking too much for the defense, and that's what they've been doing. They've been asking way too much for this defense. All right, they've been putting too much pressure on it. All right, they're getting worn out. There was no pass rush. Randy Gregory, what is he good for? A penalty. He's been having really bad penalties, and he's not getting sacks. There needs to be some soul searching here, all right? There needs to be some soul searching, all right? But we're talking about reality here. You know, you got the Jaguars coming up next, Washington Redskins, then you get the bye week, all right? What are we going to be sitting at there? Tough schedule, man. Cowboys have a tough schedule the rest of the way. And I don't think they have the roster for it. All right, I don't think they have the roster for it. They're going to win some here and there, but it's going to be one of those seasons where it's going to be like a 7-7. You got to hope some team loses. You got to win just to get into a wild card position. All right, and then you're going to wreck your draft stock. You get in, one and done. You're drafting number 21 or whatever it is. All right, so something needs to change, man. And it's not going to be Jerry. We know that. It's not going to be that. But I think you've had enough of Jason Garrett here already. You've had him here as an offensive coordinator with Wade Phillips. He's been part of this offensive thing here for I think 10 years now. And that's it. All right, that's it. That's it. I'll have a video here discussing sometime soon, you know, what some options are. Doom and gloom. I wouldn't say it's doom and gloom. I would say more it's reality. We are what we are. We're not a very good team. We can't pass the ball. We're one-dimensional. It's Ezekiel Elliott or nothing. And when you take Ezekiel Elliott out, which the Texans did, you know, they kept him to like 50 yards. It's game over. The Cowboys. That's it. That's it. And that's too easy. You're not testing any of these defensive coordinators. You're making it too easy for the defensive coordinators by being one-dimensional with Ezekiel Elliott, and then that's it. So Cornell, he had it easy. Shut down Zeke, get in Dak's face, you win the game. All right. Turnovers. It was a bad game. Let me know what you guys think about the game. About what do you think about the game? You know, in general. I'm interested to see what everybody's thoughts are on Jason Garrett, about this team moving forward. You know, we have the Jaguars next, and just, you know, the rest of the schedule. Let me know what you're thinking about the Cowboys, baby. Still ride and die with the Cowboys, no doubt about that. We still love these guys, but this looks like it's going to be one of those frustrating seasons. But we'll keep talking about it, and we're going to ramp up some draft talk here. I've already been researching a couple of guys here. I've been tracking their progress. I'll have some of that for you guys and what we need to do in the draft. But that's all I have for you right now, guys. I hope you really like this video, open and honest as can be. Don't sugarcoat anything with you guys. And as usual, continue to like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you for the next video, guys. Thanks.